We are a community that has contributed to this country, and inshallah we will continue to contribute. This idea that we are terrorists, that we are barbaric, that we are uncivilized is lies and propaganda. The ulama throughout the history of Islam has been there to guide the ummah. The ulama are the inheritors of the anbiya, of the prophets. They are like the stars who guide us. And we have Sheikh Suleman Ghani to address us on this particular issue, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. تدلك علينا هو القرآن لقد أرسلنا رسلنا بالبينات وأنزلنا معهم الكتاب والميزان ليقوم الناس بالقسط. The meaning of the verse of the Holy Quran, that is to put ourselves in the correct perspective. The reason why we have gathered here is that it is the message of all of the messengers. And the message of the messengers very clearly, that we have sent the messengers with a book, رُسُلَنَا بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ, clear guidance, and we have وَأَنزَلْنَا مَعَهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْمِيزَانَ لِيَقُومَ النَّاسُ بِالْقِسْطِ, so that man can stand forth, so that man can bring justice. So we are here to bring about justice, to restore the rights of fellow humankind. And it is when we have a strong message in the Quran, it is only befitting that we unite, because there is also great consequences, severe consequences, if we are not going to unite at a difficult time like this. Says Allah Ta'ala in the Holy Quran, وَاتَّقُوا فِتْنَةً لَا تُصِيبَنَّ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْكُمْ خَاصَّةً وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ شَدِيدُ الْعِقَابِ. That be fearful, be mindful of a fitna, a tumult, a calamity, which will not only afflict those who are committing zulm, those who are committing aggression, those who are committing tyranny in particular. Meaning that if a people see an open aggression, see an act where there is tyranny involved, and they remain silent, one is وَلَا تَرْكَنُوا إِلَى الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا فَتَمَسَّكُمُ النَّارِ. That we should not be inclined to those people who are committing zulm. We should not have allegiance to those people who are committing tyranny. That is the first understanding. So one is not to incline ourselves towards them. And also today we reiterate the message, to remain silent is a severe consequence, meaning that Prophet ﷺ has beautifully, comprehensively expressed in a hadith that إِنَّ النَّاسَ إِذَا رَأَوْا الظَّالِمَ فَلَمْ يَأْخُذُوا عَلَى يَدَيْهِ أَوْشَكَ أَنْ يَعُمَّهُمُ اللَّهُ بِعِقَابٍ مِنْ عِنْدَهِ ثُمَّ تَدْعُونَهُ فَلَا يُسْتَجَابُ لَهُ. That when a people, or very soon, is the people say a zalim, a person who is committing tyranny, aggression, whomsoever he may be, and thereafter they do not try and prevent that aggression, that tyranny, that oppression, what will be the consequence? أَوْشَكَ أَنْ يَعُمَّهُمُ اللَّهُ بِعِقَابٍ مِنْ عِنْدَهِ. All of the people will suffer the consequence. Are we awaiting for the azab and the wrath of Allah to descend upon us? It is, yes, اتَّقُوا دَعْوَةَ الْمَظْلُومِ. Prophet ﷺ is mentioned that beware of the da'wah, the supplication of an oppressed. وَإِنْ كَانَ كَافِرًا, even though he be a disbeliever. So we are speaking for the whole of mankind. We are not only speaking for the believers, we are speaking for every person, for every nation, for every people who is downtrodden. اتَّقُوا دَعْوَةَ الْمَظْلُومِ. Beware of the dua, the supplication of a Muslim. Because even though he be a disbeliever, there is no screen, there is no veil between him and between Almighty Allah. We do not know when his dua will be accepted, and then the wrath of Allah will descend upon us. So yes, how beautiful has Prophet ﷺ given us the example of all of the believers. When the believers we know are brothers of each another. Masalul mu'minina, the likeness, the parable of all of the believers. في توادهم وتراحمهم وتعاطفهم كمثل الجسد إذا اشتكى منه عضو تداعى له سائر الجسد بالسهر والحمى. Ponder and reflect over the words of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who came and shown us a complete way of life. The adoption will ensure our salvation in the life of this world and in the hereafter, giving us the example of all of the believers, whether the believer is in the land of Palestine, whether the believer is in the land of Iraq, whichever part of the world is, remember, there is no distinction, there is no caste. Every single one of us has a responsibility, has a duty. Imam Malik rahmatullah alayhi says that it becomes obligatory upon the people when they see there is a captive, somebody who has been kept illegal, and thereafter whatever is in their possession, they will try and ransom the captive. Why? In the light of the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, fukkul aani ya'ni al-asir, that you should secure to release the captive. Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, he gives us a very good example that he gave the message to the governors that it means to secure the release of the captive, even though it has to exhaust the treasury, the Islamic treasury, even if it becomes exhausted. So coming back to the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the likeness and the parable of all of the believers. This is what we have to ponder, reflect. See how powerful is the word of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in their love for each another, fi tawadduhim, in their mercy that they have for each other, in the compassion that they have for each other. Kamasalil jasadi is like one body. If any one part of the body is in pain, the rest of the body will be in discomfort, will suffer fever. So yes, when we know a single Muslim brother, if one Muslim brother is in pain, and if you are not going to come and go to his assistance, what will be our condition on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah? That is the day to be more frightful of. That is the day for us to make immediate preparations for. This world is only a field of the hereafter. Kun fi dunya ka'annaka gharibun wa abir sabil. Be in this world as if though you are a stranger or a traveler. Let's make preparation for the day which is more frightful, where people will be thrown into a frenzy of fear and terror. And that is the day when we need the nusrat of Allah. And this is how Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying, Man nafasa mu'min kurbatan, whomsoever is going to remove a difficulty, whomsoever is going to remove a distress, whomsoever is going to alleviate a Muslim brother from any distress, difficulty in the life of this world, what will be? He will receive on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. Can you imagine on that day when the sun will be hovering 1 mile above our heads and people will be running here and